Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today's an exciting day. It's an exciting day. Patch 2.0 has dropped. We've got new stuff in the game, content to do, a little bit of endgame, and Paradise is here. So
I'm back once again.
One day Paradise will introduce himself differently, other than saying, I'm back! But we're talking about...
It's my new catchphrase.
Oh, he's like a Terminator, isn't it?
So exciting though, so much new stuff, new armor sets. Obviously, we're going to talk about all of them. The new monsters. It's so far, I'm really enjoying the update.
So we're going to show off some of the armor sets because I know that some of you guys wouldn't have the chance to play it, might want to know our thoughts on the armor set and what we're thinking and what they're going to be used for and how to utilize them and like if they're any good, really. So yeah, I haven't built all of these armor sets, but you can kind of tell how the armor set's going to function by the skills on them, and a bunch of the skills are decorations now anyway, so you can place them anywhere you want to. So it's going to be a mix of what we think that the set looks like, if that is cool, the cool factor, and then the utility factor. And some of these sets come with their own unique kind of almost like set bonuses because they have like something that's attributed to the actual like monster. Specifically the Elder Dragon
like
ones have like blessings and stuff that allow you to have like a unique skill on that actual armor set. So the first is obviously the old Damascus, right? What are we getting from here? I think it looks cool. First off, I think it looks kind of cool. It looks like kind of like a more military-esque like armor set and stuff like that. For handicraft, not too bad. Air plugs, not too bad. I'm not really using air plugs as much nowadays because of like I'm usually on longsword, so we want to hit those taps and hit those counters. So air plugs is not necessarily super important for me. And then tremor resistance, which is a good one, but I don't know how expensive it is weighted in this game. Is tremor resistance a 1 or a 2 slot?
I think it's a 1, and there are so few things that utilize it. This set is all about that handicraft, and specifically, I think there's a couple pieces of the set that have a few points on handicraft on, because in Launch Rise, it was very hard to get handicraft, and even though it's a decoration now, it's a level 3 decoration, right? And there's not an awful lot of armor pieces with those level 3 slots. So, like you can see there, those legs, even though they would have been competing against like the Rajang legs for the Crit Boost level 2, but Crit Boost is now a level 2 decoration, which sort of frees up your leg slot, and some weapons that they use handicraft and they go from like green to blue or even green to white sharpness on some cases, or like, you know, a slither of blue to white. And those modifiers as you go up in the different colors of sharpness are absolutely huge for both raw and elemental damage. So handicraft is really, really good to have on certain weapons. It's very specific to certain weapons. And it's just nice to have on other weapons because it gives you more sharpness before you have to sharpen. But it's usually used to go into another tier of colored sharpness, such as like blue to white, because it's a big damage increase. So a couple pieces there. I think it's the leg. Which other piece has handicraft on it as well? I think there was one other piece. Yeah, so I think it's the waist and the chest, I think, has one on it.
Yeah, the chest has got one
so
as well.
It kind of depends on what will fit in your build there, but I think particularly the legs with level 2, that might have a place in some builds. But
I definitely think the legs
the earplugs and the tremor resist, you know.
Yeah. The legs definitely look like they're going to be nice as well, and like there's a lot of weapons that definitely will benefit from this and being pushed into those like blue and white kind of sharpness anyway. But I don't know, it looks kind of cool, but kind of looks understated as well at the same time. But now we're going to get onto like the big boy ones with like the Elder Dragon set. So these are the ones that come through with like blessing and stuff, and this is kind of like a really weird bunch of set bonuses. So we're going to switch over to the Kushala set. This is a classic armor set. So this was how it looked in World. This is how it was kind of looked in like previous Monster Hunter games. I feel like this looks like a proper Roman. I don't even know, oldie Centurion,
like,
whatever it is.
Kind of has that Skyrim dwarf like armor. Was it called the Dwarven armor or something like that?
Yeah.
There's a Skyrim armor set that kind of looks similar to it. I've always liked the way it looks. But really, it's all about the skills on the armor
Yeah.
set, you know?
So this is another one with handicraft. Kushala's stuff always has come with a handicraft as well. Again, it seems like they just want us to go up there, like, have extra sharpness on when we're going out and remain sharp. Guys, remain sharp. Make sure that you're using your whetstones. But the really weird thing about this is that the headpiece has got handicraft and normal rapid up, which kind of seems to be like contradictory to me, basically. Like, why would you want both of these skills on there? Is there something that I don't know about Monster Hunter? Is handicraft super useful on like guns or something for some reason?
I don't know what they were thinking. Well, first of all, normal rapid up is now a decoration, which is really, really cool. So you can actually fit it in your build in some way. But having 2 points of that for a bow build on a helmet is really, really nice, because then that's two, you only have to slot one extra one in. But you can't use a headpiece on a bow build because you have to use the Mighty Bow Plus earring, which is a headpiece slot. So even on bows, you probably wouldn't use this helmet unless you were using a particular bow that doesn't benefit from Bow Charge Plus, in which case you might want to use it. But it is weird that they've paired handicraft with that. But 2 levels of handicraft is still nice to have on a piece of armor, just like on the Damascus set legs. What slots does it have on that helmet piece as well? Just real quick. Does it
doesn't have it. Oh no, it's got it's all got a 1 slot.
Yeah.
So it's okay, but I wouldn't say it's like anything to write home about. And I feel like there's definitely better options for getting handicraft 2 or for slotting in normal up as well. Now that we have like decoration, so I wouldn't say it's like anything to write home about. I think again this is one of those ones where it's like really good to essentially look at the set, but the blessing now. This is the unique thing that we're going to end up like maybe using on a bunch of stuff. So the blessing allows you to essentially get a couple of more like bonuses for a particular like I don't know elements and stuff. Elements or like stuff like that, and then it might allow you to kind of negate a particular like debuff as well. So for a couple of the armor sets that you're going to see in a minute, there are definitely ones that like stop things from like happening at all to you, so they might be a good pickup. I don't know if they're necessarily going to be worth that investment, but I know a lot of you like just wearing complete sets anyway, so you might just throw this on and be like, oh, I'm rocking Kushala and I look cool and I get all of these benefits as well. So the Kushala blessing on level 1 gives you water and ice attack +5, which could be good with like some bows out there, because there's definitely some bows that do crazy like ice attack damage and whatever. And then the other one is just one of those health recovery ones that allow you to kind of recover health, which could be good for if they've ever had Val Hazak into the game, because that's the only time that I ever really used or built a set around that stuff and red portion gauge stuff. So I don't know.
It's a weird one, because it's if you were making like an immortal set, a tank set, right?
Yeah.
That utilizes the healing exceeding just the red portion of your like health bar. So you guys probably know it, but when you take a hit, you have a chunk of red that just passively regenerates. Whereas that level 3 perk, I believe, means that you just regenerate like any of your health bar. It doesn't have to be red.
Yeah.
But if you're going for like that kind of build, are you really going to use 3 pieces of the Kushala to get that blessing just to have that passive recovery on it, which is going to lock you out of some of the other more like defensive, tanky pieces? Maybe it's just nice to have. It just makes the set more comfy if you're using Kushala, but I think it's weird that they pair like this elemental stuff with then this like passive healing and like heat negating on the Kushala blessing. So it's definitely an interesting one, but the 10% to water and ice elemental definitely will probably see a place in some builds. I'm excited to try that out with the dual blades and the bow, particularly because they have some really good ice and water weapons.
Always find it weird when they have like a set and then they throw pierce up and then rapid up and then just some weird stuff on it as well. Like I wish they were like a bit more cohesive in like the points and kind of was like, okay, cool, this is better. They could, where that pierce up is, they could have added Mighty Bow. How about that?
Oh, that would have made this set so nice.
How about that? So this is the next set. This is obviously Chameleos' set. I was like, what is that name? I completely forgot what it is, and I was like, who's the set from? Chameleos. I love fighting Chameleos in this game, guys. I just feel like every time he pops invisible, it's just like, it's so sick. But yeah,
He actually caught us off guard. He went invisible, and then he just appeared behind us. Like, it was like the most anime moment. Like, we beat him no problem. He's really not that difficult, but the spectacle of just having him disappear and reappear behind you as if he just like instant transmission there is quite sick.
So what are we getting on this set? We're getting Mind's Eye, which is good. I don't know if that works with bow guns anymore, because I feel that's what aim boost is for, right? So I don't know if I'll necessarily use this, but there are a load of stuff that looks like it could benefit like a light bow gun or a heavy bow gun with that playstyle, specifically one that's more about like poisoning and whatever. It does have peak performance on here as well. It looks cool. You look like a red mage out of Final Fantasy as well. You look like a dark magician out of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's got that kind of style to it, so it's nice to see Chameleos is back in this game, and we've got something to fight as well, which is awesome. But what's on the set bonus? The set bonus is sometimes increases the effects of Speary Birds. Like, I hate when they do this in this game. Like, they don't give you a percentage. It's like the sometime, which is like a vague thing, which could be cool, right? And like,
is it 5%? Is it 25%? Because both of those are in the realm of sometimes, right?
sometimes increases as well. So it's got a double fold meaning to like what it could be as well. Like, so we don't know how much the sometimes is, and we don't know how much the increase is. So if that's a massive benefit and it was increasing it by like 100% or 200%, then it could be worth it as well. But
also, there's one thing to add to that. I believe the Chameleos weapons have a ramp up skill that is something, just off the top of my head, something along the lines of sometimes gives you Speary Birds, like when you attack or something like that. So maybe there's a synergy there where you're attacking, you're getting like the Speary Bird buff from it, and then sometimes it's increasing from the armor set bonus or something like that. So
you got me excited.
There's potential there, you know.
You got me excited with that one. That sounds kind of cool, actually, and very unique as well. So you maybe just run around the map, get like max Speary Birds or something, or even in those like Narwa hunts where you get max Speary Birds off the hunt. Maybe this could be like a really good way and like some unique way that people have not necessarily like taken on board and built a set around. Because if the bonus is like huge, it could be very good. And then the next one is negates minor and major wind pressure. If you want to clap Kushala, this is the way.
I mean, that's the thing though. Kushala isn't even doing those wind moves quite as much as he, like. Rise is making me like Kushala again. He's just not as annoying, and it's a fun fight because of that. So I don't know if, like before, like maybe you would take it because he was just spamming those tornadoes and just flying around 24/7. But I haven't found them to be too much of an issue, and we've hunted him quite a few times now.
Yeah. And then it's also got extends your poison effects on monsters, which it could be very huge. It depends on how long the poison's lasting for. I know on bigger monsters as well, those poison ticks can kind of really add up as well to what you're doing. I wish they would do more to poison. Like you could add on even more poison damage. You can build a set just specifically around like poisoning the monsters or in that status and like building up. I wish they did the same with like poison and blast. You could just increase that damage like drastically into the like next realm of just destroying the monster basically. But it doesn't look like they want to go that way. And
I really hope it's something, just to add to that, I really hope it's like 50% longer or more.
Yeah.
Don't give us like 10% increased poison duration so we get like 2 more ticks, you know, if you're investing that much in the armor set. But it synergizes with the poison attack that's on a lot of the pieces as well.
So the only piece that I would really kind of think about taking out is maybe the waist here, because it's got peak performance 2 on it, it's got poison attack, and it's got Chameleos Bursting. If we can later on get gems for Chameleos Blessing, like we can for Hellfire or whatever, then maybe that might be like something really good that you can slot in there and get that additional poison attack and with like your peak performance as well, because peak performance is quite expensive to slot in as well. So, but there are
and peak
other
performance.
ways.
Yeah, peak performance has always been a very, very good skill and a high priority one for a lot of like, you know, like meta or just good sets. Because the idea is you have more attack while you're at full health, and if you know, if you're trying to be really good and kill things really efficiently and well, you don't want to be getting hit, so you're going to be full health most of the time, which just means you get, like, I think it's 20 extra raw in Rise. So I like to see peak performance, and 2 levels on an armor piece is really nice.
Yeah. So the next one is the Kaiser Set. I think this is one of the best new sets in the game, and the one that they've added to the patch. Paradise is also pointing this out in this video. If you haven't watched this video on the top 5 things that you should be looking out for in this update, then definitely go check that out as well. But this Kaiser Set actually has some bangers for skills. Like, what is this? Master's Touch is back.
Yes. And it's a decoration too. So it's only got 2 levels on here, but you can slot in the 3rd level, which is really nice. But it's been nerfed a bit to 80%, so it's like, yeah, it's still really good, but it's not exactly as good, that sort of thing. But Teostra's Blessing is really interesting on this set, and of course, got crit boost and critical eye on it as well, which are just, again, really good skills to have on your armor pieces. And I think there's 1 or 2 pieces specifically that are pretty nice on the Kaiser set as well.
Yeah. So for Teostra's Blessing, you get fire attack and blast build up, which is okay, but I don't think blast should be a priority on like any of your sets at the moment. Maybe if you guys know how to build blast better than I do, but since like the Kelby Bow days, they've just nerfed it. They're just like, they've been scarred by blast, and they're just like, no, blast
like,
will never
again.
hit them levels ever again. So I have like remembering back in the day when it used to just clap. No, I'm not going with this nerfed blast stuff that they've got going on. But like, if they go back to the glory days of blast, I'll be on this and I'll be building this up as well. So this will add it so that you can build up your blast kind of just faster a lot of the time and be getting more.
The fire attack's good though.
Yeah,
there's good fire weapons, so 10% fire attack, pretty nice.
Yeah, and then you also get poison and venom prevention, and the last one is negates theft, but theft doesn't seem to be like that bad in this game. Like, I haven't been robbed by Chameleos, so I don't know.
Well, let us know in the comments what he's been stealing from you, but we hunted him several times, and I think he just steals your Spirit Bird buffs, because he stole from me and it just took my stamina away. I was like, wait, what? You're taking my stats away?
That is the funniest line that I've ever heard in my life. Just let us know in the comments what he's been stealing from you. What is life? And then obviously there's Master's Touch, which prevents your weapon from losing sharpness during critical hits. This is taking a slight nerf, so it doesn't do this all the time. It's 80% of the time now. So yeah, you guys kind of know what this does. It just means that you can make it kind of like another version of Protective Polish, basically, but more consistent, because you didn't need to actually do the action of sharpening to retain not losing your sharpness, basically, which is pretty cool. Is there any parts
I can't wait to slot in some of these pieces with Master's Touch on my Dual Blades build that have the Hellion 100% crit chance, to then just 80% ignore sharpness loss, throw Protective Polish out the window and just gamble on that 80%, never having to sharpen. I'm very excited to see how it will work out. There are a couple pieces that you would
here,
like
pick out. Yeah,
I definitely scroll through them.
Yeah, I definitely think the helmet's
I'll remember
pretty cool.
which ones it was. So I think for me it was the chest and the arms, and the reason for that is the helmet's really good as well, but the helmet slot is such a hard one to swap out for some weapons. Obviously with bow you basically can't swap it out because you have bow charge plus. If you're trying to fit, like, well, maybe it's changed now because weakness exploit is a decoration, whereas before sometimes you had to use like the Zinogre helm or the Zinogre chest to get that weakness exploit. But the highlights on this for me is the pieces that have Master's Touch with the level 2 slot, like these gauntlets that you're showing, or the pieces with crit boost. Even though crit boost is again a level 2 slot now, crit boost is really important for a lot of builds that are focused around that 100% crit chance, or just high crit chance in general with the Nagakuga weapons. So I think that's why they've chosen the gem to be on those gloves, because crit eye, the blessing, crit boost, and the level 2 slot, which could mean crit boost level 2. I think they knew that those gauntlets were going to be like fairly decent.
Yeah, definitely. I do just like the helmet. I think it just looks cool. I just feel like I would want to wear a crown as well, so I might meld that and wear it over other stuff as a priority. The overall aesthetic of the build I don't think looks necessarily all that great. I'm not really a fan of that kind of look. But yeah, it's got some decent stuff on
with
it.
the gears and stuff.
Nah.
I actually think the male version looks quite different. The male version looks more like a knight.
Yeah.
Whereas the female version here has like a dress with some pops on it. So they're very different, right?
Yeah.
But the male version doesn't get a crown, so it's a trade-off, you know.
So if you basically got spoilers already, but like if you don't want like massive, it's not even a massive spoiler. It's literally at the start of the update. But here we go. We've got Basil's set, which always looked sick to me, but I just never utilized it. But now that we have layered armor, I can throw this on and not have a care in the world and just look so cool. But this definitely looks like it's going to be maybe a gun lance or a charge blade set, because it's got guard up, it's got guard, it's got artillery, it's got agitator, and it's got load shells. I wish there was like a blessing, a Basil's blessing that added even more blast or some crazy load shells or something to do with like bombs or something on it. But what we get on here is a decent starting point for the gun lance and those weapons that kind of utilize like shells and explosions and guarding and stuff. So yeah.
So there's a couple things to say about this set as well. So first of all, load shells level 2 on Charge Blade has got its gen bonus back, where yellow files fill all the files, which is huge. The second thing is that Charge Blade files, like doing super amped element discharges, or I think they're called ultra discharges now, I don't believe they can crit, and I don't believe they benefit from crit boost because of that. So when you're building like an SAED spamming Charge Blade build, you don't want weakness exploit, you don't want crit boost, so artillery, load shells, and maybe like the guard skills become more of a focus, right? Which makes this build so good, because you're already getting the baseline of exactly what you want for, say, a Charge Blade build. And on top of that, there are two pieces in this build that both give you those skills we just talked about, and have 2 level 2 slots in them each, which is huge, especially now we got all those new decorations. So I think it's the waist and the gloves. If you have a look, they both have 2 level 2 slots. And the fact that we have so many good level 2 decorations now, combined with the stats already on them, which complement, like, say, the Charge Blade or the Gun Lance, I feel like these are going to be very, very good pieces if you are a main of either of those 2 weapons.
Yeah, definitely. I can definitely see myself picking up anyway, just based on the looks. And it's just got once I switch over to playing the Charge Blade and the obviously the Gun Lance a lot more, which does look cool as well, I'll definitely be picking that up as well. There is one more set that I actually want to show you guys, and there are a couple of armor pieces here and there, such as like the eye patch and a couple of other things that they've added. But I will just go over the sets today. So where is it?
It is hard to find. It's in the blue somewhere. I struggled to find it as well. It's are you looking for the Brigade one? Yeah.
I'm looking for the Brigade set. So if we can find the Brigade set, I'll show that to you. And this one, there you go. So the Brigade set, we've already had parts of it and components in the game, but we didn't have everything that we needed until this additional arena quest came out. So now we've got the other parts, and it looks very similar to what it did in, obviously, like World, and it's classic. It's a classic set. I don't think it's got particularly any great skills on it. It's one of those ones where you just kind of just go out and have fun and go do collection stuff and try to get some stuff. It's only even got 1 point of good luck on it, so I won't say this is anything to write home about. I just want you guys to know about it and know that it's there as well.
Yeah, the stats aren't great, but 2 of the new pieces, the gloves and the waist, have a level 3 decoration slot in them, which now we have more decorations that are level 3 slots, like handicraft, for example. That might become viable in a build where you are like, oh, I have a waist or a gauntlet slot free, and I need a point in handicraft, or I need a point in whatever level 3 decoration there is, and that might become useful there. That's the only use case I can see for it outside of like fashion hunting. So I find it interesting. We got the rest of Brigade, but it's not a fantastically good set, you know.
Yeah, Anyway, guys, I think that's it. We've run through all the sets. That was our kind of first impressions of the sets, which one we're going to be building, what we think are good utilizations of the sets, what parts you should be taking out and kind of cherry picking in for your mix sets in the future. If you guys have unlocked any secret armor sets as well, because there's definitely stuff that we don't know, then definitely let us know. I don't feel like this is everything in the list. I know there's some village stuff that is out there as well. So definitely let us know in the comment section down below. And like I said earlier in the video, definitely go check out Paradise's video on his channel. What is the video? Let's explain it to the people, because I might have not explained it.
So if you are playing the update or you haven't played it much, or even if you are playing it, then I have collected together my 5 things that I think everyone should know about the new update. We'll go over a few sort of obscure, interesting new things, as well as some ones that are like important and like good to know, basically. So if you just want to increase your general knowledge of the update, I think you should check it out.
Anyway, guys, thank you for all of the support that you've shown to us so far. Thanks for all the subs. We're at like 11k and we're only at 10k the other day. If we can get to 50k, that's going to be mind-blowing. So thank you so much for all the likes, the comments. I don't want to know anything that you've learned about the update as well since you've started playing it as well. Is there anything that you think that we should know about the update as well? Anyway, guys, bye-bye. See you later.
Bye-bye.